What's going on, YouTube world and Pamper Gang? This is the boy with the Pampers and the Toys, Al, recording from beautiful, historical, my favorite place to be in paradise. And please make sure you like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, the boy with the Pampers and the Toys. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe to your family, your friends, and your enemies. Also follow my Twitter and Instagram page, same name as on YouTube, the boy with the Pampers and the Toys. I do upload frequently whenever I can, and I'm trying to get good at this thing, everybody. I'm trying. All right. And as today's topic of discussion and review, topic of discussion like I'm a teacher. No, today's review is going to be a fun review. It is his first time in line. It's going to be a Ninja Turtles exclusive versus Street Fighter 35th anniversary. Michelangelo versus Chun. And I'm happy to have this. It was a little costly, but it was well worth the wait. And they had a lot of these. I get this at Target for just about, I think I paid like in the $40 range for it. I was happy to get it. And they have a lot of the Stranger Things versus Ninja Turtles, and Stranger Things, the TV show on Netflix, which is one of my all-time, like my top three shows to watch on Netflix. And I don't know if they got Stranger Things versus Street Fighter, but I know it's versus the Turtles, and I'm gonna get them next down the road. I'm gonna try. They'll look costly, but I'm gonna try. So let's talk about the history real quick of Street Fighter. First of all, Ninja Turtles and Street Fighter in that order. So back on here, let's read a little bio, and I'm gonna give my little input because this is my era. This is where I grew up at. This is where I grew up at. I grew up at arcades. So, Street Fighter celebrates its 35th anniversary in 2022, marking a historic moment for one of the most influential fighting game franchises of all time. The series charged onto the scene in 1987 and quickly became a household name around the world with captivating gameplay, iconic characters such as Chun-Li and Ryu. And real quick, I'm going to stop because Chun-Li was known as the first lady of video games. Not saying she was the first lady because there was famous, a lot of people didn't know that she was a girl, but Chun-Li is one of the first ladies of video games. One of them. I ain't saying she's the only one, but a lot of people don't know there was more women in video games kind of a little bit before her. It just was kind of underrated. So Chun-Li and Ryu, now the team will face one of their greatest challenges yet as they battle against the formidable opponents from another indispensable franchise, the NYC sewer-dwelling, crime-fighting, pizza-loving Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. In this iconic versus two-pack series, will Ryu, actually I used to call him Ryu, but they call him Ryu in the cartoon, so I finally found out what his name is pronounced. Ryu have the skills to throw a Hadouken and to take down the leader of the Turtles, Leonardo. Will Chun-Li use her fast attacks to handle the masters of the nunchucks, Michelangelo? Only you can decide. And they got like a little back box and back of the box, like, video game character and, So, Ninja Turtles was, oh my God. Ninja Turtles, when people say that, it's soothing for my childhood. It really is because I grew up with. I remember getting them VHS tapes growing up with Ninja Turtles from Burger King, and I used to beg my mother, "Please, I want it." I think I had all of them, to be honest with you. And Michelangelo was my favorite because he was the fun-loving one, dude, like Cowabunga. He was that hippie surfer dude, like had that personality. And Leonardo, he had that personality. He was very. Was it Leonardo? Okay, Leonardo had the brains. I think it's no. I'm lying. Leonardo was the very straight to the punch, kind of arrogant, but he would take you down and be ready for a fight. Donatello was a smart, intelligent one, and Raphael, I can't really remember his personality, but oh well. Maybe I could be wrong about Leonardo. I think Leonardo was the one with wisdom, and I think Raphael was the one with the feisty personality. And Michelangelo was just a free spirit one that ate pizza all day. So, Let's move on to Miss Chun Li. Chun Li was the first lady, the first one of the high-profile female characters of that time, and she still is to this day. The only woman that was in a video game that you could pick. And I know what really set her on the map too was that fight she had in 19. What was that? I said 1995. It was the first Street Fighter movie where she fought Vega, and that was an iconic, like, cartoon anime fight of all time. Y'all should go on YouTube and check it out. It's a historical fight that she had with Vega, and so let's get down to. They started to have more female characters along the franchise, but she's the first lady, and her and Blaze Fielder from Streets of Rage and Sonya Blade, them three ladies were like my all-time favorite ladies of all video games. So let's get down to the actual action figures. You know me, I gotta get my little story time. Okay, I like the box they got this put in as well too. But I would never thought that they had a. So I guess I'm old school and I don't really be knowing what's going on in the world. I know what's going on in the world, the real world, but I don't be knowing what's going on in video games and stuff. So maybe they have a Street Fighter, Ninja Turtles video game out together that I don't know about. Well, and I didn't mention that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had some games as well too back in the day. And the first video game was all that. It was all that. You just had to save April O'Neil, I think, at the end or something like that. And yeah, it was a good game. Turtles in Time. Turtles had their own little Street Fighter like game, and very iconic, very iconic. Both of these franchises are iconic, so I'm like not really shocked that they do have like a action figure with both characters together. But let's get down. Ladies first, we're gonna talk about Miss Chun Li, and I like how they got the packaging. Like they got the background in Chun Li's stage. I think she's from China, in that order. So, and I like how they got it. I just want to show that background. I might want to keep this, add this to the wall or something, you know. I don't know. So they have like all the character selects right here, and the most famous character selects Street Fighter and Ninja Turtles. So, all right. And it's another thing they have for the back, this little box, is they have like the old, I guess it was a Super NES joystick buttons and all of that. I know y'all can't really see it, but I think that's what it is, either the Sega Genesis and Nintendo, because both franchises was on both platforms, consoles back in the day. So, let's talk about Miss Chun Li, like I was supposed to be talking about her so long ago. Oh, I got my scissors. I'm going to always keep my scissors on the desk. Tell myself I'll never lose these scissors again. All right. So we're going to get her out of the dungeon. And as we cut her open, I'm going to do Michelangelo. I almost said Donatello. But Michelangelo was one of my favorite ones of all of them. I'm going to need to do some sweeping in here in a minute. Woo. Oh wow. Okay. Oh wee. Okay. Sorry for the pause, gang. I'm just trying to make sure I don't cut any any of the characters' belts or anything, because I know on one of my figures, on one of my videos, I cut some detail of the character, and I don't want to ever do that again. Why they got these? See, it's my pet peeve. Just, I can see if they had like maybe her legs and her waist strapped down, or maybe her waist so she won't fall out of the box. But there's just no need to actually like just strap her down like she's getting ready for Joan of Arc unaliving. I mean, come on now. I mean, burn at the stake. Lord. With a T at the end. Don't know what type of religion everybody, believes in, and I don't want to disrespect none of my friends on here. Alright, so, okay. So, back to the action figure. Oh, Lord, it was a hassle getting this lady out of here. So I really do like this Chun-Li figure. I had a Chun-Li figure years ago that was the G.I. Joe version. It was horrible. And then I remember having a Capcom one. I can't remember who created that Capcom one back in the day. Because Playmates actually created this. Playmates created both the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Street Fighter. So this right here looks just like Chun-Li. Chun-Li, her iconic look, and them legs of strength. That girl did not play with these legs, and she was just an all-around fighter. Like, she took on men. She's the first lady of Street Fighter. So there will never be another Chun-Li. So with this articulation, it's all that. I'm not a fan of the ballpoint knees, because after a while, it just depends. Them pins can fall through. Not saying every action figure is like that, but I've experienced some over the years. Chun-Li does come with her famous wrist things, because if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but correct me. I can remember her using it as a weapon, like when she did the move like this, because when she's doing that, she's hitting you with that spike as well too. And the outfit's iconic. They really got well and very into detail on what she looks like. This looks exactly like her in a video game. And as you know, her story in a video game is that M. Bison unalived her father. So she wanted to seek revenge against M. Bison. Now, they had a 1994 movie in the name of Raul Julia, rest in peace. He played as M. Bison. The movie, just like Mario Brothers movie, back in that time, that came out like a year or two before Street Fighter was even. It was really cheesy, and she was a news reporter, and the actual, if I'm not mistaken, was her occupation in Street Fighter, the video game series, was she a news? No, she was a detective, but in the movie, the little cornball movie that came out years ago, she was a news reporter, and it was just a cheeseball movie. I think the best part of the movie that kept the hype going was that MC Hammer song. I don't own the rights to the song, but I'm about to straight to my feet, yeah, straight to, hey, can't feel the heat now, baby. I thought it was, yeah, I passed. So, the movie was horrible. I watch it, like I said, like the Mario Brothers movie back in the day from my childhood, but yeah, I think Raul Julia passed away before it was even released. So God rest his soul. He was a very iconic actor from Addams Family. So back to Chun-Li, the action figure. I always like go off the woodwork about storytelling of a character, like I'm in their life, I'm living in their body, or their glitch animation. So I love that the figure, the fist, Chun-Li, I always had her fist balled up everywhere she went. The girl was just a street fighter. So, what I do like, they got her doing a splits. So she could do that. Yep. That high flying kick. High flying kick. And, yep. And I remember, when they came out with Street Fighter, the first one, they had Super Street Fighter 2, she could do her little fireball. The fireball thing. Like, right, you'll be like, Ryu and Ken can say, "Are you okay?" And she'll just blow out a fireball. So, what else? She got ballpoint elbows. I'm not a fan of that. And, like I said before, you got to be really careful with these figures. They got these little ballpoint joints and all of that, because they could slide out. I had a couple, again. Not gonna, be a repeater cassette tape player, recorder. So, she had, Chun-Li had long hair anyway, so her hair was balled up in these little things. This kind of like I feel like they got, this is, can be a Chinese tradition as well, too, this hairstyle. But every time I looked at it back then, I remember Princess Leia, when Princess Leia had that thing, but there are two different type of parts. Princess Leia just had the hair parted, no bangs, and she got bangs. So I think they did really good with the art, the color, the paint. Um, I just wish they would have had like a head. I guess they don't need a second head sculpt because her face looks really good. Because Chun Li she's a beautiful woman, and what else can I say? If it was me, I would have preferred for this to be like a cloth or whatever. But it's cool for what it is. I do like the figure, and for the people at home, she does have blue underwear on. Not being perverse, but just let y'all know. And the figure, she looks good. She looks good. There's not really much more to say about this iconic first lady of video games history. I'm gonna be like really honest. I'm gonna give her a 9.8 out of a 10 because the figure looks really phenomenal. I just don't like ballpoint arms or knees because I feel like if you drop this figure, I'm not saying I want to drop my figure, but if you drop her off the shelf or anything too many times, she's liable that ballpoint is going to push out. But other than that, the articulation is on point. Like, reminds me of G.I. Joe articulation a little bit and X-Men articulation, Playmates. So, Playmates, I think they actually was the original creators of Ninja Turtles back in the day. I'm going to do my research. So, I give her a 9.8 out of 10. Get your Chun Li with the double pack of Michelangelo. So the first lady of video games. Here you go. Miss Chun Li, detective, news reporter. So next let's talk about Michelangelo. And I hope I got everything. Michelangelo, this action figure comes with nunchucks. And again, you know, Michelangelo was the very free-spirited Ninja Turtle. He had that high vibrational personality that, you know, he wasn't scared of anything as well. None of the Turtles were scared of anything. And as you know, Ninja Turtles did have a movie as well, too. And one thing I could say is that the Ninja Turtles movie was really good. Now, I think that iconic video games redeemed themselves like Ninja Turtles. I think the first one was really good. Oops. Oh, wow. Well, let's just be honest, gang. I did something drastic with this figure, but I'm glad I can put his feet back on. His feet, he still had a strap around his feet, so I can put him back on. I'm not going to take off points because I get it. I totally get it. And let me put his feet back on. So you gotta be careful when you take these figures out. I believe Chun Li's like that too, but I don't want to find out. I definitely don't want to find out at all. So with Michelangelo, but back to the Turtles movie. The Turtles movie was really good. The first one. The second one was okay, and I think they had a third one. My memory's kind of shot when it comes to the second one, but the first one was really decent. Of course, I don't think Casey Jones was all that tough on the first one. I think he was on the first one. All right, maybe the second. But anyways, let's get down to the figure. So he does, you know, the Turtles in the cartoon. They didn't have these type of eyes. I don't remember where these eyes came from. I think these eyes were like maybe in Turtles of Time Warp or something like that. I don't know. But there's Michelangelo. I do like the scope of this. It looks different from what it used to look like. And he does come with nunchucks because, you know, each turtle actually had different weapons. And Michelangelo had a nunchuck, somebody had a staff, somebody had a sword, somebody had had two daggers. And Raphael, Donatello had a stick, had a staff, and then Leonardo had a sword, and Michelangelo had the nunchucks. So, as you can see, he comes with his famous nunchucks. I would prefer for the nunchucks to be gray. I think they were brown back then. But these are black, and I'm not going to be picky about it because they're just nunchucks. The nunchucks looks good, though. I'm not going to take that from them. It looks really well detailed. And then He got that smile, so you already know how he's feeling. He's feeling good all over. And the turtle story, it's laughter because how they were, the mutation came among some radioactivity, and Splinter, was it Splinter the rat? The Splinter was a Chinese guy as well, so it hit him. He turned to a rat, and they turned to turtles. And they met April O'Neil, the beautiful April O'Neil, who's another iconic first lady of cartoons. I ain't gonna say video games, but of that '80s genre. So they have a lot of these new turtles out. Who else do they have? They have like all this. Let's see, Stranger Things. Like I told you before earlier, Stranger Things versus Ninja Turtles. So I'm gonna try to get the other ones as well. But the figure, it looks really good. Looks really well detailed. Let's see about the hard shell. The articulation's pretty good. I've never seen articulations like this on a Ninja Turtle before. So as you can see, it moves around. You see his chest move up, down, up, down, up, down. Oh, I don't want his nunchuck to fall. So I'm gonna put his nunchucks back here because he do have a spot back here for his nunchucks. I'm pronouncing it right. Nunchucks. Because I don't feel like they fall. I don't feel like them falling off when I'm showing up against the camera. To you, gang. So with that being said, I think the artwork was really phenomenal. I would prefer for them to have eyeballs, like pupils at least. Like they got eyeballs, but pupils, like the drawn on, because this turtle look right here. If nobody didn't know who the turtles were, they think they're evil. If the new babies, that are new to Ninja Turtles, even if they redid a new one, which they have, and I think a lot of them were epic fails. Ain't not like the original Turtles. So articulation for the arms. Again, I'm not a fan of these ball pin for the arms and the legs. I don't like that. The figure is very, if you think about it, you can oops. And that's another thing I don't like. I don't like these ballpoint feet. I don't. So I'm gonna take off points really for this one. Really, kind of not too bad, but a little bad. So Playmates could have did something better. Are they trying to build a figure? You want to rebuild the turtles together? I don't know, but it's an epic fail for me a little bit. So, but other than that, I like the hands. How I never seen an action figure that had hands where you could just, well, he only got 3 fingers, so you can move all the fingers. The articulation's really well on the hands. So I'm just showing you how the fingers will move. You can hold the nunchucks tighter, has as much as you want, but be careful because I believe these fingers come off too. And I'm not gonna try it because I know I will lose them. So I want to see if the head comes off. Yep, the head does come off. So I believe you can take these figures apart and make them into your own Ultimate Turtles. If you got the other ones, I don't know. Make them all match colors. I don't know. But this belt, the belt is like actually around his shell and his waist, so that doesn't come off. And it's Michelangelo for the M. I think the paint was really done well. I like the paint and everything, but all this shadow and stuff, I just don't agree with. But that's what the new figures look like. They got this shadow look. Like, I was going to bet it was like a big old turtle set at Target a while back it was a lot of money. It was like $100 a head. It came with, I think, Vernon, April O'Neil, and their boss, and somebody else. I think Irma was in that set too. Or maybe one of the turtles, but I knew that Vernon and April was in the set. But I can never longer find it. I probably go online and find it. It'd probably be about $300 now instead of $100 or something. It came with like the office building, so. But definitely, this figure I'm gonna give it a 9.4 out of 10. It's not a bad figure, but I'm just not into the ballpoint pins on and the feet coming off. Regardless if I had a strap around it or not, I just don't really like that too much. But I would say get this figure, add it to your collection. I think that is really good to have. And Chun-Li, I'm for sure Chun-Li has the same head pop off, but I'm not gonna try it because I want to keep my Chun-Li in my collection. So definitely, here you go. You got Chun-Li. I gave her 9.8 out of 10. I gave him a 9.4 out of 10 because he was falling apart. So definitely, I will still say get them. You know, there's nothing wrong with getting them. I'm glad to have them in my collection. So I want to thank all my new friends for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Could never do this without you, gang. I'm gonna always give everybody thanks. Thanks to, you know, all the comments for knowledge of things maybe I missed on some of my videos. I'm one of the people where definitely tell me. I'm not going to bully you to say you're wrong. Maybe it's something that I don't know that you know more about. You know, who am I to dictate somebody is a bigger fan than I am of a certain cartoon or action figure line or anything, a doll or anything like that. But make sure you subscribe to my channel, The Boy with the Pampers and the Toys. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe to your family, your friends, your enemies. Also, subscribe to my Twitter and, well, follow my Twitter page and my Instagram account, the same name, The Boy with the Pampers and the Toys. I do upload frequently, like these will be uploaded. Videos will be soon uploaded on there as well. To some pictures, I do upload on my Twitter page, not all like I do on Instagram. You know, Instagram, I just try to promote my YouTube channel on there, and as time go on, I'm going to change up some things. It's just, you know, I have a one-track mind. I'm trying to get it all together and process it. And definitely, everybody, have a great day. Have a great day. And have a great day. Look at Tiffany with the evil eye talking about Chucky's on his way to come get me from work.